What's goody, y'all?
Your
whistle.
What's We live, baby.
We live. It's so exciting to be here with you guys. Welcome to the Life is Weird podcast. So, obviously, this is our first episode. We're real excited to be here talking to y'all. So we're just going to pop this thing right on off.
Pop it off, sis.
So,
who are we, Sage?
We are the Life is Weird podcast.
Life is weird. Weird. What does weird stand for?
Weird.
What does weird stand for?
So, in this episode, it stands for women evolving in the right direction. Did I say women? I meant women.
Ooh, talk about that. Y'all saw how she did that.
Yes. And that's literally what we are, women evolving in the right direction. So, I guess we'll introduce ourselves individually real quick. My name is Sage.
Hey, girl.
Hey, Sage.
My name is Gabby.
That's the pink. Yeah.
It's Big Kels in this thing.
And it's your girl, Yellow, Big Corbin. If you know, you know. Little backstory: we went viral on TikTok, and you probably saw us on your timeline at one point.
We really went viral on two platforms: TikTok and Instagram.
And IG. Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it.
Well, let's not talk about it. We'll talk about it later.
If you didn't see us, you better look us up.
So basically, we are 4 women turned friends, turned dance teammates, turned sisters, turned business partners who decided to start a podcast to talk to y'all and give y'all the real on the real.
Real tea.
So obviously we all met in college at Georgia State University. Woo, woo, woo.
Woo, woo.
And we met dancing. We're all dancers and we came together. Been friends for probably like 5 years now.
We old.
We are old.
We getting old.
Yeah. And we decided to start a podcast because we just thought our conversations on various topics were just so like deep,
juicy.
Yeah. We all have different points of view, and we just thought this is the things that need to be heard.
Yeah, and to kind of piggyback off Sage, like whenever we're together and we have conversations in front of like other people who are like from the outside looking in, like it would amaze them that we would have these conversations. They'd be like, "Oh my gosh, is this y'all for real? This is y'all friend group?" And it's like, "Nah, yeah, this is us. Like, you know,
the norm.
This is us." So
we're actually friends for real.
Yeah.
No, exactly.
Yeah, and it might sound like we a little, arrogant about us, but I mean, we them girls. So
okay, period.
Screaming
period.
Loudly.
Anyway, like I said, we are weird. In this episode stands for women evolving in the right direction. And we already told y'all how we met, who we are, a little introduction for y'all. And we're going to move right on to our next little segment where we plug a thriving or upcoming Black business that we see should get some shout outs. So I'm going to start off with a very close friend of mine. She just recently started a catering business. Listen, my girl be cooking. Okay,
what kind of food she be cooking?
She be cooking everything. I be seeing soul food. I be seeing a little Asian cuisine in there. Some Caribbean cuisine. Yeah, girl can throw down. And her name is Kenya, and her business is called Ken's Cuisine. Y'all can follow her at KENSKUISINE_. So Ken's Cuisine is spelled with a K.
That's cute.
Yes, sir.
Shout out to you, girl. We're going to be hitting you up soon. Okay. Especially when we do this little launch party, girl. We're going to need a catering business, though.
Okay.
Reach out. Get
the food on deck.
Shout out to you, sis.
Yes.
So, I guess we jumping right into this main topic.
Let's go ahead. Get into the tea. So I guess we can go around starting with Sage. So, this episode is going to be talking about like post-grad life because post-grad life is weird.
It is.
Okay, they don't prepare you for post-grad life in college. They don't tell you what's about to go on and what's about to happen in the real world. So we could just go around and I guess say like our majors, why you decided to pursue that major, and do you regret the major that you pursued, or do you wish you did anything different? So, Sage, you want to pop it off?
So, what I studied at Georgia State University was mathematics. Crazy.
Ew,
Sounds
girl.
very
You
strange.
did that on purpose.
I don't even know why I did that.
You like math for real?
I do like math actually, and I grew up loving math. But once I finished my degree, could not stand math. Isn't that crazy? So,
What did you want to do? Like when you were like, oh, I want to graduate. I mean, I want to study math. Like, what was your ideal job afterwards? Like, what did you want to do with that?
I actually wanted to be at first an actuary because they make a lot of money.
A what?
Oh, it's
Spell that.
And actually,
What is that?
That's a great question, girl, because I don't even really understand. Because I'm like, I know
An actuary.
what is it actually?
It's kind of like they kind of like financially plan for people's like lives and businesses. I think that's what it is pretty much.
Okay.
But it was kind of like a cross between math and business. So I thought, maybe I'll do that. And I actually studied actuarial science for like a semester before I switched to just full on math. So yeah, I just stuck with math because I thought I was good at it and I wanted to hurry up and graduate. And I thought I would make some money. Do I regret it? I would say so. Because I don't enjoy it, but we're gonna get into, I guess, the intricacies of
Why?
it's so hard. Yeah. But anyway, go ahead, Gabby. What did
Big
you study?
Gabs.
Big Gab, not the little one. You
Never
know
the
that.
little one.
Screaming.
So I actually started out as a nursing major. My mom is a nurse, and growing up, I just thought like, okay, I want to be like my mom. I love her and all, but
Hey, Marge.
once I
We love Mama Marge.
we really do.
We love
Shout out to her.
Marge
Shout out
be
to Mama
lit.
Marge.
But after I got my CNA certification, that's when I realized I was good on it. So then I actually left Georgia State and transferred to Clayton State, where I became a health science major.
Big
Wait, why were you good on it? Did you not like patient care, or you were just like, this ain't for
It
me?
just like I really just felt like it didn't fit my passion. Like I knew I wanted to help people, but I don't think
not in that way.
Yeah, like not in that way. Because I
sense.
wanted to work in the ER. So I was like, okay, if I'm just briefly interacting with people as they come into the hospital, is that really fulfilling like
Your
my
purpose.
purpose? I wanted more of like a long-term bond or something. And I could
a
have
relationship.
switched. Yeah, exactly. And I could have switched like, to a different specialty or something like that. But also I was having a little too much fun at Georgia State.
Because Georgia State is in Atlanta. Listen, the real Atlanta. Shout out to Amaretta. But nah, like there's so many distractions.
So that's why I was like, okay, I knew I still wanted to do health. And they didn't have public health as a major after I transferred at Clayton State. So I just switched to health science since I had like already completed most of my credit hours anyway. And I just finished out there. So I got my bachelor's in health science.
Lit.
And did.
Yeah.
Do you regret it?
Okay. In a way, I am a creative by nature. So in a way, I kind
Shout out to
of
Arta Gabrielle.
shameless plug.
Shameless plug.
New merch on the way. But in a way, I kind of wish I would have tried my hand at like an artistic major, like interior design or something like that.
Yeah.
Because I am constantly coming up with new things and, trying things out. But I felt like if I majored in a creative major, that it would become something that I didn't like to do anymore. Like, I didn't want to wake up and go to work and be like, dang, I got to create today. Like, creativity just kind of comes to me and I let it flow like naturally. So I didn't want to like kind of stifle that process
and keep it on your terms.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, but I kind of wish I would have tried to just see. And it's never too late. I know I'm still young. Absolutely. But I am going for my second degree right now.
Come on.
In public health, I will be done in May with my master degree.
Yes.
Yeah, we just keep pushing, keep striving, and we'll see where life takes me. Kels, go ahead.
Yeah, so I actually started at Clayton State, Big Clayco, you know what I mean? And Yeah, no Clayton State slander while we in this room.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
All right. Okay. Nah, I started at Clayton State. I was a journalism major. I had a double minor in film and dance. And then I transferred to Georgia State.
Wait, Clayton has a dance minor?
Yeah, it does.
What? I
Yeah,
did
it
not know
does.
that.
It's
Georgia State need to get it together.
Okay.
well, I mean, it's not. I don't know how it is now, but it was
It was
because the lady over it, she was also over the theater department, and she was also just had a stick up her butt. But it was like I was on a dance team, and any person that was on a dance team that was a dance minor, she hated us. I don't know why, but I was just kind of like, okay, that's weird.
Yeah.
And then
Very weird.
Just really weird. Like, okay, girl. But then I transferred to Georgia State, and Georgia State does not have a dance minor. So I stuck with journalism as my major and film and media as my minor. And yeah.
Do you
It was
regret
cool.
it? Do you wish that you started at Georgia State, or do you think that you like Clayton State?
I should have started at Clayton State. Because like Gabby said, I had a little too much fun at Clayton State.
Yeah.
And our good videographer over there can co-sign that because we were classmates.
Yeah.
So-
Shout out to Chase. Happy birthday, Chase, by the way.
Happy birthday, Chase.
The videographer.
But yeah, it's like I do, but I don't. And it's literally like we have like opposite stories, right? So I love that I got to learn more about, what I was passionate about, but I also don't like the fact that I didn't have one of those majors where it was like, okay, you're set when you graduate. You know what I mean? Like I didn't go to law school. I didn't go to nursing school. I wasn't pre-med, which I just wouldn't survive anyway. But it's like, I love that I took a risk. But it's hard out here for a pimp. So I do, but I don't.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah. So, big case on this thing. So I majored in nursing. I was a pre-nursing major at Georgia State University, and I did my first 3 years there. But then I actually ended up transferring for nursing school. So even though Georgia State has a nursing program, like the advisors there were just super discouraging. And like, of course, everybody wants to be in the city for nursing school. So like, it was just super competitive. And like, if you made 1B in a class, they're telling you to like change your major. And like, I honestly, like growing up, I knew I either wanted to be a teacher or a nurse. And it was actually my like high school advisor that was like, nurses wear several hats. So she was like, there's plenty of opportunities for teaching and education within the nursing field. So she kind of pushed me to do that. And then plus my grandmother was a nurse. And I'll never forget, there was a time where I was making noodles. I was like in elementary school, right? And I had I was making noodles on the stove, okay? And the pot like fell on my arm. And it was like scorching hot, and my grandma, like, she instantly like went into nurse mode, and like she took some cold rags, put it on my arm, and like took a sock, cut the end of it off, and like put it on my arms to like make like a makeshift cast. And I was just amazed at how she just like instantly went into like nurse mode.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God. And then the same thing happened to my cousin, where like the noodles fell on her arm, and I was like, oh, I know what to do, and like doing that, I felt so good.
Put all the noodles
Right. Look, something was wrong with us, okay?
Noodles.
Listen, I think we all got dropped on our heads at one point. There's something a little wrong with our cousin. Shout out to my family. I love y'all. But so when I did that, like there was just this sense of like self gratification where I was just like, oh my gosh, this feels so good helping other people, and like helping others just always came naturally to me. So I kind of knew I always wanted to do nursing. But like I said, at Georgia State, there's just so many distractions. And I'm not gonna lie, like my freshman year, I partied a lot. I partied a lot. But at the end of the day, I made sure that I was in the library. Me and my friends, we had a system. We were like Monday through Thursday, we locked in. Friday through Saturday, we out. You know what I'm saying? So, okay. And I feel like that's important to have, your freshman year. Because it's like, if you're going to get that out your system, get it out your freshman year. Have fun, because freshman year is kind of like your easiest year. So I don't regret, going out and partying and whatnot. And then like when I transferred to Augusta for nursing school, a part of me felt bad because like my family already lives in Augusta. So my mom was like, why didn't you just never go to Georgia State and just go to Augusta University to save you money? And I was like, I feel like Georgia State made me the woman who I am today.
Right.
And I think we can all say like attest to this. Like I remember like coming in a freshman year and like the things that we did collectively, I would have never saw myself doing my freshman year. So like the growth and like even being on the dance team, like, cause we're business partners now, but like we ain't new to this. Like dance ensemble was a business. You know what I'm
really
saying?
was, though.
And I've learned so many skills that I don't think I would have learned if I went straight to Augusta. So I don't regret, my time at Georgia State at all. And then once I graduated nursing school, I moved right back to the city. And I don't think I would have had the guts to move to the city if I didn't already live there. I would have been in Augusta and be like, oh my God, the city's so big,
I'm gonna stay here.
Right. I moved back and I picked up right where I left off with my friends and all that. So I don't regret it at all. I don't regret my journey. And like, honestly, if I was to stay at Georgia State, I don't think I would have made it through nursing school.
Yeah.
I don't think, because like you said, there's so many distractions. And I wasn't ready to give up my life. I wasn't ready to give up the clubs and the organizations that I was a part of. I wasn't ready to give up my social life. So I feel like that was God telling me like, okay, well, I'm gonna move you. Right. Because you don't want to do it. I'm gonna do it. Oh, listen, baby. If you don't want to, and he moved me, and and I graduated and I moved right back. So I'm grateful because nursing school is not easy, but I don't have any regrets at all.
Love that for you.
So I want to know if any of y'all felt like y'all were like pressured into choosing your field, like by like parents or by like a stigma. Yes,
I'll definitely say within the Caribbean household. Okay, so I'm Jamaican and Haitian.
Wagwan. Can I say that if I'm not? Can I say that if I'm not?
That's always the first thing to go. It's always either a Wagwan or Wap my youth or Sakase or something, and it's just like we do more than that.
Nabule.
Okay. I'm gonna put a pin in both of those. You guys are kind of Caribbean, by association.
By association.
But we're not gonna start. You're about Brazil. We are not doing this. We're not.
Oh wow.
Wait, what about Brazil? I'm confused.
Brazil, Panama.
Just
okay. Well,
yeah.
Gotcha.
We'll
Gotcha.
So good.
Offense.
But I definitely think, like growing up in the Caribbean household, there's always a lot of pressure to become something so great. And I don't know why they associate that with the medical field or like law or things like that, money. Money, anything of like money and status.
Because it's a guaranteed job, you know what I'm saying? Like,
that's
and I won't say my parents always supported whatever decision that I was going to make when it came to school. But I felt like when I would go to family events or anything like that, people always ask, oh, so like, what are you doing in school? And, I have family members of mine who chose the creative route or who chose a job that may not be normally considered as like financially stable or guaranteed.
Right.
And I see the looks. I hear the commentary or, watch na, like, and it's just like, I didn't really think I could take that risk like how you did, Kelsey. So I played it safe and I did go into a field that, people see as like a social norm that, okay, you're going to get a guaranteed opportunity. But it's like, truthfully, you can still like major in a field like I did and still feel lost. Hell, I still feel lost in a way. And I'm getting a whole nother degree. Like people equate degrees and things like that to status or having your life figured out. And that's not it. At all. Like that's just really not it. But I definitely felt the pressure and the stigma in a way to continue in the field that I chose to pursue.
Yeah. Jinx. It's so funny because my mom actually did pick my major, but I didn't feel pressured. So I didn't know what I wanted to do. I was sold on I'm going to be famous and I don't really need to go, And my mom was like, all right, let's bring it back down to earth for a minute. I've always really excelled in English. I've always done great in writing. I probably shouldn't say that because I'll probably get people in trouble. I used to write people papers.
It is what it is.
For a little bit.
Unpaid.
A little bit of process. But no, I've always excelled in English. And my mom was like, well, do you want to write? And I was like, yeah, that's cool. It's something I'm good at. She really wanted me to go to law school. She was like, you talk a lot. You're a great arguer. And she, like you said, it's associated with money. It's associated with status. And I was like, yeah, girl, I'm not doing it. So she was like, well, what about journalism? And I was like, okay, yeah, like that's cool. Because I mean, in my mind, I was like, it's whatever. Like, I know I can write. It'll be cool. I wasn't really thinking. I was thinking about going to college and having a good time.
Yeah.
But once I got there and I got into classes, I was like, oh wow, like this is actually pretty cool. Like I really like it. But no, I didn't really feel pressured to going into my major, but I did feel pressure to go to law school.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm not going to survive in law school. I know me. I'm way too creative. I can't just me and like structure.
Yeah.
In certain areas is just like no.
Yeah.
But nah. But yeah.
Well, I did feel pressure. Just okay, so just a little backstory. I came into college as a bio major. All throughout my life.
Bio? Jesus. Girl, I ain't know that. Sorry.
Like biology?
I did not know that, girl.
On purpose?
What happened to actuality? What was that? Archery. What was that?
Actualism.
No, but all throughout my life, I wanted to be a pediatrician. Like ever since I was a kid.
Bro, I never knew this.
Me neither, girl.
I always wanted to be a pediatrician. So I came into school. I think one of my biggest regrets was not coming in undeclared, because I really thought I was sure myself and wanted to study biology, knowing good and got darn well. I was not like I didn't really take to science that much. Like I did good in like chemistry. That was about it. So quickly, once I took probably like an intro to biology class, whatever that first class is, I was like, this is not for me. And after the first semester or year, I was really just like unsure of what the hell I wanted to do completely. So eventually I was just kind of like trying to dig into my brain. Like, what is it that I feel like I'm decent at? Because I really didn't know what I wanted to do. Well, I did want to do psychology, but if you know anything about these our upper generations, they think that psychology is like a
waste of time.
Dead end major. You're not gonna find money in it. So, you know, being Caribbean household, being around Caribbean people, money is like a big thing. They want their kids to, you know, be well off, which is understandable, but unfortunately I didn't factor into what I thought I really wanted to do. So then I ended up switching to actuarial science. Like I said, it was like a math business cross in between, and they make a lot of money. So I was like, okay, cool.
You said,
and like I said, I thought I was good at math. So I was like, okay, let me just try this out. I really didn't know what I wanted to do, and I don't think when you start with a major you can go back to undeclared. So I was like, okay, I have to choose something. So I chose that, and did not like business. I failed accounting. So I was like, okay, let me just try math.
A lot of people fail accounting, though.
Yeah.
I've heard
This
so
is
many
true.
stories of people failing accounting.
Yeah.
Very true. But I was like, this is like misery for me. So I was just like, okay, let me do math, because I think I'm better with numbers than actually writing things and, you know, stuff like that. So I still don't really know what drew me to this direction, but yeah, that's what I did. But I always, you know, felt pressure of choosing a field that seemed to be guaranteed money. And we'll get into the fact that me graduating with this math degree is not guaranteeing no kind of money right now. But yeah, I guess I did feel pressured by parents and kind of like a stigma of you should study something that is going to make you a lot of money.
And it's so crazy because, like, when you had mentioned like coming in undeclared, I feel like that like there's such a negative connotation behind that. But in reality, a lot of us are coming into college 18, 19 years old, and for them to like
17.
expect you to know what you want to do for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
Like
We're literal children.
You know what I'm
it's
saying?
so funny.
And it's like, if you go into college saying you don't know what you want to do, everybody's like, oh, what?
Exactly.
You don't know what you want to do?
Like, you don't have your whole life planned out.
Like, baby,
and
I
you're
don't know what I
teenager.
want to eat for dinner tomorrow.
Okay.
Let alone what I want to do for the rest of my life. So, like, it's crazy. Like, we got to let that go. Like, we got to stop pressuring these little kids to know what they want to do for the rest of their lives. Like, let them kind of figure it out. Let them, you know, explore a couple things. And I feel like the beauty of our generation, like, I feel like when we grow up and be parents, like, it's going to be so different.
So different.
Yeah, it's going to be so different. Because we're going to have a different outlook on life, because we've all been there where it's like, you know, and like we're all creative and we know how, like, saying you want to pursue your creative side, it's like, what? You know, the first thing they say, that ain't gonna bring no money. It's not a stable income, and it's not.
I'm about to say, it don't bring in no money. But
okay. And dancing, because we're all dancers. And like, you know, even though I'm nursing, like I still try to pursue dance. Like from the outside looking in, dance looks great, but they do not be making money like that. They be having dry seasons, and those dry seasons, you don't know how long it's gonna last. Like it's just unpredictable. It's not a steady source of income. So like there's such a negative connotation. But like I said, I think as we're getting older.
Yeah, I think like you were saying, the pressure to know is very intense when it comes to graduating high school and getting into college. And then I feel like the focus is always money. It's not, are you happy? Do you feel fulfilled? Like, do you think this is something that you're passionate about?
Yeah.
You know, I don't think people realize that two things can exist at the same time.
Come on.
Like, you can...
A word.
You got chills.
You know, like, you don't have to just... Because there's so many people who have money and they're not happy. Or you're happy and you don't have money. And, you know, I'm not saying... I'm a lot happier with some money in my pocket. I'm not going to say no. I'm not going to say no, but I really feel like, especially now since I am getting closer to the point where I am going to graduate with another degree, of course, the question again is, what do you want to do after school? Where do you see yourself in public health? And the answer is still, I don't really know. You know, but what I do know is that whatever I pursue, I want to feel fulfilled. I want to feel like I'm waking up every day and, you know, living in my purpose, living in my truth, carrying out the plans that God has set for me. And I don't feel like just focusing on money is ever going to get you there if you're constantly focused on money. You know, so I definitely feel like the pressure that they have placed on us, especially as African Americans, to make a dollar bill is intense. And just as young people in general, it gets really overwhelming sometimes.
It's crazy too, because like, just to kind of piggyback off of you, it's like, I totally agree with, you know, I want to be, because that's exactly what I want to do. Like, I want to wake up even on my bad days and be like, okay, it's not a good day, but I'm still walking in my purpose. But just being in a season where you are not financially secure and you are living check to check, like, it sucks. But like you said, a little money in my pocket, I'm gonna be a little bit less depressed. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not gonna be completely fulfilling, but I got something to eat. And I got somewhere to stay. And I think that's why they put so much security on having money, because of the struggle that all of our parents and especially our grandparents went through. And it's like, I know it's with good intention, but it's like, you can't force it down so much to the point where you don't look at our happiness or our mental health. You know what I mean?
Like with having passion, I feel like if you're passionate about something, like, you're going to have that drive to wake up and want to do it. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like as long as you're putting the work in, like, eventually you're going to reap the benefits of your labor. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like eventually, and maybe this is just me, just like, you know, talking, you know, being like optimistic, but like, I honestly feel like if you're passionate about something, like, it'll eventually bring in the money. You know what I'm saying? Because you're going to want to work hard, and whatever you put your focus on, like, whatever you choose to water, it's gonna grow. You know what I'm saying? Now, of course, like, we gotta be realistic. I like to call myself a realistic optimist. So like, even with me, like, yes, I'm a nurse and like, it brings great money, but like, I don't want to just be a nurse. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be doing it, because let me tell y'all, okay? Because when you tell people you want to do nursing, everybody's like, oh my God, yes, that's great. You know, so like, nobody really like pressured me or like looked down. Like, everybody was like, yes, do that, right? But nursing is nothing like what you expect it to be until you enter the workforce. Like, nursing school is a cute little picture that like, oh, nursing is this beautiful thing and like, we love helping people. And then you get into it and you're like, excuse my language, but this shit is nothing like what I thought it was going to be. So like, even though I have that job security, like, being in this, a lot of times nurses get into this field and they're like, this is not what I wanted. Like, this is not what I expected it to be. So like, luckily for me, I'm able to kind of make it what I want. And like, you know, there's so many different paths that you can take. So like, if I didn't like something, I'm able to go into a different field. And that's exactly what I did. I was in one specialty, I switched, and now I'm happy where I'm at. But even now, I'm like, I don't see myself doing this forever. So now it's like, okay, what's next?
Yeah, I feel that.
What's next? Because I cannot see myself doing this for the next 10 years. And it's crazy because like I'm working with nurses that have been at the bedside for 15 plus years. And I'm looking like, dang, that ain't gonna be. I'm sorry. Kevin Hart, the Kevin Hart reference to Kevin Hart. But like, I do not see myself doing this for the next 10 years. So like, and it's crazy because there's a lot of people who like, their Instagram pages are like dedicated to them being nurses and all that. I have nursing in my bio, but other than that, I'm not posting. I'm not posting me at work all the time like these people do. Or like, hey guys, nursing content, because this is like, it's draining. Like, so when I'm off of work, I'm off of work. Like, I need to like
leave it at the
mentally, unplug in order for me to like keep my sanity. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I love this field and I'm glad that like I'm able to be in such a secure spot, but it's not what I thought it would be. And it's not what I want to do forever. Like if I had my perfect like living situation, like I would want nursing to be my part-time job and like dance to be my full-time job. And like telling people that for a long time, I didn't tell people that. And I still kind of don't tell people that because I feel like they're looking at me like, how are you going to make that work? Because both jobs are so demanding, you know? But I be trying to make it work. You know, I be a little tired. You know what I'm saying? We be a little tired, but you know, like I said, I feel like your passion, as long as you put in that work, baby, you gonna reap the benefits. You gonna reap the benefits.
So, well, I don't know, because Gabby's still in school and Keizo's obviously a nurse currently, but I guess this is more for me and Kelsey, just talking about like how difficult it's been to find a career in our field since graduating. I'll just say
it's been a time.
It's been a time. I just graduated December 2021, so I can't really call myself a recent grad anymore because obviously 2023. But since graduating, it's like, and also because my major was so like broad, you know, it's math. I didn't exactly know what I wanted to do by the time I finally made it out. Because I was like, I don't see myself going back to study right now because it was just so hard by the end. So I've just been kind of trying to figure out what kind of jobs I saw myself doing. Was it teaching? Was it, you know, going into something maybe tech related? Was it like doing like research of some kind of sort? For me, like, I think because just of the generation that we're in right now, we are not willing to just do anything that's not gonna like fulfill us. Like I feel like we're not willing to be unhappy in jobs like the generations before us.
Man, what? People quick to drop a job, man.
Quitting,
okay.
Yeah, so I feel like I've been real picky of what I have applied to, but in the same breath, the things that I have applied to, like they not looking to hire people that don't have 500 years of experience. So it's been very, very, very difficult trying to find a career in my field. But like I'm sure there's jobs I could do, but I'm just not willing to. I'm not willing to be miserable in a job and have to wake up every single day, 5 days a week to do that job. 8 hours a day. It's just it's been tough. It's been tough.
Yeah.
I think for me, so I graduated during the pandemic. I walked in 2019. Thank God I made that decision because I would have been blowed had I not been able to walk across the stage. But I graduated in 2020. I had 2 internships lined up. Both were canceled because of
COVID.
And so, you know, in journalism, you really have to do those internships and you really have to kind of, even if you have the experience, even if you have the degree, journalism is not like law, or you know what I mean. It's like you really need an internship. So at Georgia State, it's like you have 3 concentrations. You have PR, you have print, which is writing, and you have multimedia reporting. That's what I did. So multimedia reporting is like broadcasting, social media news, things like that. It's very, very broad. And a lot of my friends who were in that major who did PR or print have jobs because everybody needs staff writers. I'm not doing it. I can't. And then PR, you really need to have studied that to be in PR. And I kind of regret not concentrating in PR at first, but it's been really hard, especially since graduating in the pandemic. Any kind of chance of networking and having like an internship is really it was gone. And so like
not hiring.
Yeah, they're not hiring. The job market is trash right now, especially in Atlanta. And I'm just kind of like, I have been in survival mode. Like for the past 2 years, I have been in survival mode. And like I had a job, and I'm about to call people out. I don't care. I had a job, and I don't want to get sued. I had a job, and it was writing content for this business. And
the hair company?
No.
Okay.
They was cool. That was just some temporary.
Yeah.
But it was that other job that I'm not gonna say because it's gonna get real obvious. But literally, I'm gonna just tell y'all a story real quick.
Story time.
I literally like reported somebody for harassment and then got fired for reporting somebody for harassment. I was the only Black woman there. I was one of the youngest people there. So you know how that go. But ever since then, it's just like I'm not willing to apply to any and everything. But I'm applying to some stuff I don't really want to do, and it's because like I do want to be fulfilled, and I'm still pouring fruit into my art and my creativeness. But it's like my phone bill don't care about my art. My student loans don't care about my art. My credit card debt does not care about my art. Like, and it sucks, but it's real.
And sometimes you got to do what you have to do so that you can do what you want to do. Sometimes that season where you don't want to do it, you really don't want to do it.
Yeah. And then
you really don't want to do it.
No, literally. And like, I'm like, okay, I need money, not just for my bills, but okay, we dance, right? How am I going to train if I can't take class?
And we travel, baby. We be taking trips.
And I'm like, I'm just trying to enjoy my life. Like, I'm 27, and it's like, I'm going to be 28 this year. I'm real close to 30. So it's like, I've still been blessed in this life. Like, I've been on trips with y'all. I've been out of the country. Like, I've had cool jobs and opportunities. But it's all been like, oh, we need a temp position or we need a contractor. Like, it's never been like, hey, we're hiring you.
Yeah.
And the thing with the experience, it's like, even on LinkedIn, I will put in entry level, and it will say you need 5 years of experience. And I'm like, bro, it's entry like, how am I gonna get the experience if you don't? Crazy. You know what I mean? And then the jobs that hire you on are trash.
Yeah.
And I'm like, or there's scams. It's a lot of scams going on now. Like the door-to-door sales, like, we're a marketing company. No, you sell massage guns
or knives.
You know what I mean? Or phone plans. Like, I'm not. And then you only want me to take home commission?
Yeah,
maybe I got bills.
Real
you know what I mean?
I got bills.
Like,
Atlanta-like.
you know what I mean? And like,
Sick out here.
I really consider being a bottle girl one time. I did.
You know, real talk. Okay, I just want to be a bottle girl for one night. I just want to see. I just want to test the waters.
Nah, it's just being in the club every night. Like, I can't. Like, if I can't be in the club every weekend with y'all, or like, because none of us really do that. Yeah. If I can't do that on my own, like, I can't. I'm gonna quit.
Yeah. Shout out to them though. They
for sure.
They go
for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, life is hard out here, y'all. Life is very weird.
It's hard out here for pimp.
But no, I wanted to ask Gabby because she is, getting her master's right now. So she's back in school.
Smart girly.
I really wanted to know what drove you to the decision of wanting to go back into school after undergrad, and why so soon after getting your bachelor's.
Or on a real tip, it was because I didn't know what else I wanted to do. Like, I started grad school 17 days after I graduated undergrad.
Child.
Crazy.
I remember the first day of class, and they're going around asking everybody, okay, what do you want to be and where do you see yourself after? Everybody's like, I want to be an epidemiologist, I want to be the CEO of this, I want to be this. And I said, I don't know. Yeah. And they're looking at me like, you don't know, you in grad school, you're supposed to know. And I'm like, I don't. Like, I'm here to gain some sort of direction, some sort of clarity. And I could have done it another way instead of going back to school. But I honestly didn't know, what other option I really had, I guess,
Did it the best way.
Yeah. So I just did it the best way that I saw fit, instead of trying to make something, you know, because my bachelor's degree is very broad. And so a lot of positions that are looking for people within public health or health science, they want you to have that second level of, you know, education. And it's just kind of like, unfortunately now a bachelor's degree is becoming
nothing.
It's like a high school diploma.
It's equivalent to an associate's degree now. They're looking like, oh, that's all you got.
Exactly. So it's just like, and even now in my program, the professors and the people in academia, they're like, okay, are you looking to go for your PhD? Are you looking to go for
more
your terminal?
school?
And I'm like,
We in a recession.
I'm like, y'all really got the game. Y'all really got the game messed up because my mental was already depleting when I started the program. So it wasn't even like I had time to reset or recover. So it was just like, I just did it because I was trying to find my way. And I am very grateful for my program. I will say I've met some great people along the way, some professors and everybody that are actually looking out for me and want to see me succeed and do well after school. I would say it's a more like close, tight-knit, you know, like environment instead of at Georgia State. There are so many people and I didn't get the HBCU experience in undergrad, but now I do go to a HBCU for graduate school. So it is a whole different.
HBCU you go to, sis?
Morehouse School of Medicine. So I definitely see why people go so hard for their HBCUs and are like, well, I went to this school and everything. It's because you're not just a number. They're actually looking to help you succeed once you finish. And, you know, don't get me wrong, there's some trying times along the way. And my cohort is small, and like any small family or anything, you're gonna have some problems along the way, but ultimately I know this experience is gonna make me better for when I do transition into the real world, if you will. So I guess that's my question for y'all. Like, how do you think transitioning into independence after you finished school, how do you think that that's been? Like, it doesn't even have to be school related, you know, like how you feel about it, but just overall as a person, how do you guys think transitioning into independence has really been for y'all realistically?
I mean, for me, it's in certain areas it's been cool, in other areas it's been like I am, when it comes to financial literacy, I lack there. And it's so crazy because it's like, it's not that my mom didn't try to teach me, but you know, when you are a single mother, you don't really have that time. You're trying to make sure your kids are straight. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's like she said, and then there are the times that she did try. I was really young. I was like, girl, I don't know. I'm like, you know, 19, 20, like, I don't know this, you know.
Yeah.
You know, but it's like, it's certain things that I do know, obviously. But like, I didn't use my credit card for myself as an adult until last year.
Girl, I didn't get a credit card until this year.
That's wild.
Okay. Like nobody told me about the, like you said, the importance of building your credit and having something to show for, like, hey, I can be this responsible, so you could let me buy that house. You could let me buy that car. Like, nobody told me.
They don't tell you that
do better.
at all.
The Georgia school system got to do
better. They do.
Yeah.
And like, my mom, thankfully, she had a credit card in my name, like when I was 16, and she would use it and pay it off. So out the gate at 18, my credit was banging. Like, it was bomb. So shout out to Miss Jenny. Thank you, Mama. But it's like, you know, transitioning financially was really, it's really hard. And like, cause a bunch of stuff just kind of hit me at once. It was like, I got that email from Sally Mae. I got phone bills, you know, car notes, all of this, and I done crashed a couple cars. So that happened. And it's been a little hard for me. But God is good.
All the time. You out here making it.
God is good.
You out here making it. Yeah, so with nursing, I too graduated in the midst of COVID, and during that time, everybody was hiring because COVID hit us like a ton of bricks. Nobody was prepared for it. The floors were crazy. So honestly, I had no problem finding a job. It was just finding a job in the area that I wanted, you know, at a hospital that I wanted. But like, actually everything moved pretty fast. Like, I graduated in July. I wasn't trying to move out until like October, right? But I had applied. I kid you not. I interviewed that morning. They called me back in that evening and was like, you got the job. I know you said you wanted to work in October, but do you want to move out next month and start? I was like, whoa, everything's moving really fast. Everything's moving really fast. And like, I ain't never lived on my own. I ain't never had an apartment. I ain't know nothing about that lifestyle. So like, you know, I felt like I was kind of like, even starting nursing in the midst of COVID, like I felt like I was being thrown into the fire because nursing changed, like the entire career field, like nurses there now who like worked for like 12 years, they were like, COVID made nursing like the worst that they've ever seen it. And I'm like, okay, imagine someone like me who's coming in and this is all I know. You know, so like when nurses who like are my age or like who were coming in around COVID, when we say we're burnt out and nurses who are older than us are like, what, you just started working? I'm like, y'all don't know what we like came into. Like if you're saying that these past 2-3 years have been the worst you ever seen and that's all we've known, you know, so that's why so many people like travel nursing really blew up and everybody's like mad because they're like, oh, you know, everybody just wants to like come work a year or two and leave and travel. But it's like, because we're burnt out, like y'all are burning us out, you know. But I am blessed to say that like I had a smooth transition, but it's crazy because a lot of the people who like during COVID when they were like, oh, you know, I had a lot of time to think and I had a lot of time to self-reflect. I didn't really have that time because I was still in school. Like everything was virtual. I was still stressed. I was still working. So like when I had my first big like inconvenience in life, it hit me like a ton of bricks, y'all. Because like I said, I didn't experience that. Like I had a pretty smooth transition. And then I had my first real life roadblock and I was like, what the fuck? I don't know how to manage this. I don't know how to handle this. So that was a very big eye-opening experience for me. But you know, we live and we learn. We're still, you know, I feel like, and I'm glad that we're starting this podcast because, you know, we're just talking about our journeys about us navigating this life, this weird ass life, you know, and, you know, we're figuring it out together. Hella fucking weird. Hella weird. Sorry. Hella weird, but like, you know, we're navigating and we're doing the best we can and I think we're doing a pretty good job at it.
I would say so.
Well, yourself, girl.
Not to say too much. I mean, you know, transferring into independence since graduating has definitely been hard. I still look at myself as a kid. I don't know about y'all, but I don't feel like
I still watch SpongeBob. So
I'm literally 24. I'm still living at home, of course, you know.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. Rent is ghetto. Rent is weird. Okay, save your money.
Yeah, but yeah, it's been difficult. You know, just trying to really like find my own way, like trying to coach myself to not lean so much on my parents, even though I am still living under their roof. You know, just trying to be more disciplined, just in life and as an adult, pretty much, and shape myself into the adult that I want to be has been pretty hard. Still figuring things out. I have to remind myself a lot that I am still young, even though, you know, 24, you're reaching the halfway mark to 30, but you're not there yet. You still, you know, you're not too far removed from college. You're not too far removed from being an undergrad. So yeah, it's been tough and I'm still, you know, just trying to figure things out pretty much. Like I said, trying to find a job and stuff. It's been hard. Yeah,
but you figuring it out, girl.
We move.
We don't got a choice. We don't got a choice.
Yeah. So.
But yeah, great conversation, guys. Great conversation.
This is good.
Yeah. So we're gonna move on to our next segment called What's the Weird, Sweetie, where we reach out to y'all and y'all can send us y'all emails at lifeisweirdpod1@gmail.com. I'm going to spell it out for you for the people that are a little slow. I being one of them. So life.
Oh my goodness.
LIFEISWEIRD pod, that's POD, the number 1 at gmail.com. So you know, send us your topics, send us your own experiences so that we can kind of recap and talk about y'all experience on our podcast. But
tell us what's weird.
Tell us what's the tea. So our first weird story comes from Chase, who's actually the videographer. Shout out to Chase. But with his post-grad life experience, he talks about like his endless battle of just trying to level up in all areas of life, financially, with his own craft and his own pursuits and the dating scene, trying to navigate that because it's real trash in Atlanta. I don't know what y'all cities is looking like, but but we're gonna talk about that. So we're gonna talk about the weirdness that is dating. But
tune into next
he also mentions school doesn't teach you the things that you need to know in the real life. Like, we're not really learning that stuff until we get out of college. And it's crazy because we spend all this money to get educated, but then we leave and we like, what I learned.
Yeah.
What did I learn? You know, so Chase, we definitely feel you on that, man. And like I said, we all figuring it out.
Yeah,
you know, there's no manual. There's no manual to this thing.
It's not at all.
Ain't no manual to this thing. But, you know, all you can do is live your life, learn, you know, from mistakes, and, you know, hopefully move forward and become a better person because of it. So, yeah, y'all. So, we like to end our episodes with talking about how life is for us in this moment, right? So you could talk about something that you've been doing the past week just to kind of care for yourself, or just, you know, things that you've been doing to get your mental right. But like, how is life for you, Sage?
You know, life has been okay. So I just came back from going to London.
Yes, she's British.
Pip pip cheerio. I'm not gonna say that. I think people go. Can I say that? Pip pip cheerio.
Is that a slur?
I just came back 2 days ago. At the time of, you know, recording. It was definitely great. It was great seeing my family and just, you know, close loved ones. I had so many people just speak so much life into me because life has been pretty hard, y'all. It's wintertime. Seasonal depression
is real, girl.
To take it out. But, you know, it hasn't completely got me this year, thankfully, as it has, you know, probably previous years. But it's definitely been good. I'm trying to, you know, enter this new year with a clear mindset, some positivity that I didn't have last year. And yeah, I enjoyed myself. So,
yeah, I'm proud of you, girl.
How's life, Sister Gabs?
Life has been very refreshing, actually. I spent some time on the West Coast over the holiday with family, and I just took the time to, like, you know, reset. I went hiking, got lost, but, you know, we made it because obviously I'm here. But I just took the time to kind of just reflect. I journaled a bit. I've been reading more. I'm actually in a book club. Shout out to Moya.
I was about to say, is it Moya?
Yeah, it
Hey,
is.
Moya.
It is.
Hey, girl, hey.
So we're reading right now the 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo.
I've been seeing y'all read
Girl,
that.
The 7
I need to join the book
Husbands.
club.
Listen, no, please do, because it's really been great. I joined it last year, and yeah, it's been amazing. So really pushing myself to finish the books this year, because sometimes I'll just like read halfway and like stop. But I'm doing pretty good. So. And I started picking up a new hobby. I'm doing yoga now. So just trying to really stay level-headed and keep my mental in a good space so that I can finish the semester out strong and just have the year go as I envision. So that's me. Kels?
Life is wishy-washy, you feel me? So, like, I went out of town in November before Thanksgiving. And I went to the Bahamas, and it was beautiful. I had the best tan I've ever had, and I just got to sit in water all day. And when I came back, I was really sad. But I'm not gonna lie, towards the end of December, like, I was feeling good, but then I would have moments of like just being unsure about what 2023 is gonna bring, because 2022 was trash. Like, it was like, I had some good, I can't say it was trash because I had some good moments, but just in a general sense, we lost a lot of people. I know for me personally, like New Year's Eve, I had a friend who passed away in March, and I was thinking about her on New Year's Eve, like, wow, she didn't make it here.
Yeah.
And it was just really eye-opening for me. And I was like, okay, I have to live more. And I have to do what I said I was going to do, and I have to be very, very passionate in my crafts and just really try to make it, because, you know, she's not the only friend that I've lost in the past 2 years. So it's like, for me, I'm not just doing it for myself anymore. And it was a big eye-opener, like, because there are so many young people that I know that have died in the last couple of years that aren't even going to be able to, you know, do everything that they wanted to do. And I'm like, yeah, I can't not live. I can't. So it was, I've been on I've been realigning myself for my goals for 2023. For sure.
Love that.
Yeah.
Love that.
Life, Sister Kaisa.
Light. It's Big Corbin. Life has been, honestly, I feel like I've been in grind mode these past 2 months, not even gonna lie. Like, I feel like I've just been staying low and just trying to grind because I have a lot of plans for the new year, and plans take money.
Yeah.
Plans take money, and there were some things that happened in 2022 that weren't in the financial budget that I'm trying to like, re-up, right? So I've just been in grind mode, trying to start the year off right. But every year I give myself, like, instead of having New Year's resolutions, I give myself a theme word. So my theme word for 2023, my year for 2020, or my word for 2023 is diving deeper. So I want to dive deeper into everything: my faith, my bag, my goals. Dive deeper into books, start reading more. Dive deeper into my craft as a dancer. So like I've really just been trying to focus on discipline, changing my habits, working a little bit harder, so that way I can, reap the rewards. So that's how life has been for me. So thank you guys for tuning in to our first episode. Oh my God, we in here for real?
Yes.
This is it.
That's wild. Like,
Yeah.
what?
Exciting.
That's
Anyway,
cool beans, though. Yeah.
Love y'all. Listen to us for our next episode. On our next episode.
That's
Know
a
what I mean?
wrap. That's a wrap. Bye,
That's a wrap.
guys.
It was an Alaskan
Okay.
bullworm.
All right, bet.